Welcome to another session of Empower You. I'm Jeanne Thompson, founder of Empower You. We are a community dedicated to bringing you information to assist you to empower yourself during these huge shifts that we are in at the moment. And today, on our third session, we're deeply grateful and excited to bring you Michael Moon, internationally known sound healer, songwriter, singer, astrologist, and wonderful photographer. So please relax and enjoy this beautiful session with Michael. We are going to be talking about the astrology for 2021 and revisiting back to 2020. And then we have some music coming your way. So stay tuned, sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride. Michael Moon from the Temple of Sound. Hello, everyone. Here we are, and I am Jeanne Thompson. I am the creator or creatress, if you'd like to say, of Empower You. And Empower You is a community. And the community, the idea or the mission statement of Empower You is to bring you information and ideas that you can use to empower yourself. And today we've done three actual interviews now. The third one, three times a charm. Three is a lucky number. Not saying that the other two weren't awesome, but we have Michael Moon here. Michael is from the Temple of Sound, and he resides in Canada A, just like myself. And Michael and I go back quite a ways, but I would just really like to introduce Michael Moon. And just, Michael, who are you, and what is it that you love to work at? I don't like to ask what is it that you do, because there's so many things that you do. And just look at his background, and you guys can get an idea. So I'm going to just toss it over to Michael now, and yeah, maybe you could talk a little bit about how we hooked up.
Oh, well, who am I is the lifelong question, isn't it? And that pretty much describes me. Um, Constantly asking it. But what do I do is a valid question. What do I love to do is probably a better one, which is uh, create music for healing and help people reconnect to their soul and spirit and our place on this planet and life through astrology, through readings, and through the music and sound. And I love nature and express that as well through music and photography. And
A wide variety.
yeah,
Yes.
many instruments, many sounds, many just exploring the beauty of life, I say.
And using, if I were, I would be like a kid in a candy store to get into Michael's studios and music studios, because he has so many things to make beautiful sounds, as well as his beautiful voice and throat singing. It's just awesome, very inspiring. But Michael and I think we go back, what, 11 years or in and around there. It could be 11 years this lifetime,
More than that.
more than that.
Yeah,
I guess, oh yeah, it was 15, 16. Oh, 16, the lightning struck tower in the tarot deck. I love having, being able to share information about the tarot with you, and, all of that.
yeah,
Uh,
that,
but I'm a numerologist, and I also am a singer songwriter too, so we connected. But numerology is the study of numbers as they relate to us as energetic beings. So, Michael, you were the one way back when that gave me the handle, the number genie.
Yep.
We were sitting there one day, and you just said, "You do more than just numbers. Like you need a handle." Anyway, speaking of that, so I look at everything. So I did the numbers on the number genie, and lo and behold, the number genie vibrated to my what I call path of destiny number.
Mm,
So it
that.
was the number 35-8 in the tarot deck. I actually have spent the last 35 years correlating numbers to tarot, to crystals, to color. I'm just kind of a walking computer as well. So everybody's in for a good show today. But the 35 over 8 is the 8 of Wands, the one that has come through and has a whole bunch of stuff that they've gathered and a whole huge circle of influence. So thank you, Michael, for giving me the number genie handle. I've used it. I vibrate to it. I resonate it. And so I'd like you now to just talk a little bit about the astrology, maybe what's going on in the world at the moment. That would be something that we could talk about. But we're just like freewheeling off the seat of our pants here, people. So stick with us.
Well, um, it's interesting. We were right next to each other because I'm a 36-9. So,
Right.
oh, but the astrology of the times is pretty epic in a way. Um, there was a lot of talk of it last year because it was so intense and the year is so intense, and I kind of have to look at the bigger picture to really answer that question because we're looking at COVID starting with Saturn on Pluto, and then exploding with Saturn, Jupiter, Pluto, and then leading up to this very important alignment at 0 degrees Aquarius with Saturn and Jupiter, which Saturn and Jupiter align once every 20 years. So that alone is it's a way that as astrologers we see the cycles of society.
So let me ask you a question there, Michael. Okay, so Saturn is a real restrictor from what I understand. Like it's like the taskmaster, is it not?
In part, you
Mm-hmm.
could argue that Saturn is the most important planet in terms of material existence because Saturn is the planet that represents the material world. It is the one that represents structure. It's the bones of our body, the walls of the house. It is what contains spirit. It is what, and so people don't like the limitations of it, especially in the spiritual community.
Mm-hmm.
Astrologers love to hate Saturn, but I'd argue it's the most important one to love, or at least befriend. Um,
That's a diplomatic way of putting it.
and it's the final planet that we can see with our naked eye. So it's the
Right.
boundary between our material world and the spiritual world beyond,
Mm-hmm.
ruled by the outer planets that we can't see.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the furthest of the more personal ones. But Saturn and Jupiter, when they do their 20-year cycle, they are they kind of give the color of each generation,
Mm-hmm.
and they kind of go in a 200-year cycle where they stay in one element for 200 years and then they flip all elements and they stay in
Mm-hmm.
an element for the next 200 years. So we've been in an earth element for the last 200 years,
Mm-hmm.
and it's been the age of the industrial age,
Yes.
very materialistic time.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just part of the cycle. So rather than looking at it as bad, it just was. But we are moving into a 200-year cycle of air beginning at 0 degrees of Aquarius. So
Wow, that's interesting to me in itself too, because I have a lot of planets in Aquarius. My moon is in Aquarius. My Venus is in Aquarius, I know, but you're going to tell me more about that on another little visit we're going to have with each other, because I'll finally get my chart done. I don't know exactly what time I was born. All I know is that they did close the maternity ward after I was born. But zero is the cosmic egg, is it not? So
Well,
explain how that, I loved how you explained Saturn. So yeah, okay, go on.
so if we look at Saturn as the contraction, as you sort
Uh-huh.
of said, but ultimately think of Saturn as contraction, Jupiter as expansion.
Right?
Everyone loves Jupiter. It's expansive. It's like everything it
Yeah,
touches is bigger, but that's not always good. You can't breathe in forever. You need to breathe in and breathe out.
exactly. Good idea.
Uh, Jupiter, Saturn, every moment,
Yes.
contraction, expansion. And so it's that cycle that the two planets in their dance together create is that cycle, that expansion contraction cycle that moves life forward.
Right.
And coming together 0 degrees Aquarius is significant. It means this next 200 years is ruled by the Aquarian energy. And we all know that generally in this time frame, it's arguable when it was, whether it was back in the 80s or another 150 years in the future, but we are moving into the general age of Aquarius. That's different
Yes.
than era of Aquarius of the next 200 years that but they're related. And so we have this seed of a very new energy
Hmm.
um, that's very beyond the age of Aquarius, is just much bigger. This is a 200-year cycle. So this is going to be more personal. We're going to see the shift happen. But the old energy has to die first. And we're
Hmm.
seeing that all around us. And a lot
Hmm.
of the issues that we're seeing come up related to COVID are really it's just that's the way that life is presenting this transition. So
Hmm.
in a way, it's a
Hmm.
very gentle apocalypse, if you
Hmm.
will.
A
It's a gentle.
gentle apocalypse. There's a song about that, Michael. Yeah,
Play on
well,
it.
I like to validate that, like numerically speaking. Last year we were in a harvest year as a collective because it was the year 2020, and that adds up to 40. Okay, so in numerology, we harvest in our fourth and our eighth, and we complete in our ninth, as far as our cycles are concerned, because the cycles go in 9 year cycles. So if you look at the number 20, it's got a zero attached. Now you've got 2020, and in the tarot, 20 is the judgment card, and it's ruled by Archangel Gabriel coming in on the green heart ray. But then now you've got the number 22 encapsulated within that 2020. So we, as a collective last year, personal reset, collective reset, because basically it didn't go back just 4 years. It went back to 1998, 22 years, which is the ancient numerical value for a circle. Everything coming full circle. Now, the key words for last year were turning points, adaptability, and self awareness. And we were working with dolphin energy. And dolphin, the key word is mana. So this year now, we've gone from the fire into the water because we're in a 41 over 5 year, 2021. Okay. And 41 is all about working with the Akashic records or the records. And this is the year for all of us to get more clarity. However, like you say, Michael, it's like all of this stuff dying. And so getting caught in the undertow is an option. If you choose to get caught in the undertow, it is an option. If you choose to let go and just allow the feelings to come up and also to scrutinize what's going on. I'm going to turn it back to you, Michael, but I really, because I love language and I like bending words, and because I took Latin for 5 years in high school, the word ovid actually means sheep in Latin. Just saying. Okay, back to you.
But I think what's important to notice is, oh boy, now they're doing construction. But is not get too caught up in what's happening in the moment, but to see the bigger picture.
Hmm.
Right now, energetically, we've had the seed point of Saturn, Jupiter, and Aquarius happening right on the last winter solstice, which we see. Uh, and now we have Saturn and Uranus, the planet that rules Aquarius. And Saturn's in Aquarius. Uranus is in Taurus, uranizing the earth element, if you will. So
Okay.
Uranus going through Taurus is like this earthquake. It's like it's shaking up the status quo. Taurus is the most earth of earth.
Hmm.
Financial system, it's like the most the stability that we all crave, but gets overboard. And in our materialistic world, it's extra strong. And so Uranus is moving through that like a shaking everything up, while
Hmm.
Saturn is squaring it, creating a pressure cooker of change and resistance to change.
Hmm.
And so the evolutionary energy here, and the one that's going to win because it's an Aquarian time, is that Uranian energy. We are moving into a new type of energy, a new type of society, a new way of being, which is going to take a good 4 years, I would say, to really
Hmm.
start settling in until Pluto hits Aquarius.
Hmm.
Uh, but certainly this year is a big struggle with between the old, and so just keep aligning with the new energy in your own way. It's really going to help your own personal life and the evolution, and just be inspired by Uranus. Be willing to break old habit patterns in your own personal life as old habit patterns in the world are also shifting. And
Conditioning, right? It's all about the conditioning and habit. Well, it's patterns, just like the eternal struggle. Okay, the word struggle. Okay, so I have kicked that right out of my vocab. I banished it and I changed it to the word challenged. We're being challenged, which means that we need to find a different way out, is what Michael's saying too. It's like, we have to, when you say, Michael, we have to like go in more and just allow it all instead of focusing on what isn't happening.
yeah,
Hmm.
so we also have, um, well, it's allowing this new energy to come, allowing it to unravel our old habit patterns
Yes,
and allow a new form of change to happen.
yes.
And I'm going to let you wrap for 1 second because I've got a delivery.
Oh, okay. He has a delivery. He wants me to rap. Anyway, Michael is like, look at this thing at the back there. He is just an absolutely incredible person in all senses of the words. I just find it's really interesting because we've got all the like the little natives have been restless, and where there's a will, there's a way. Michael and I decided we were doing this today. And so, we've had drills happening, construction a little bit, just messing with our terminal OCD, but oh well, who cares? And, people at the door and all that kind of stuff. But it doesn't matter because what it is you just go with the flow right now. We are, you know, tomorrow's too uncertain for plans. So the thing is that if you spend each day in each moment, And Michael, I'd like to speak with you if you want to just recap a little bit more about what's going on as far as the connection with the planets is concerned. But I'd like to speak with you about what you are working on right now, to how you're surfing through 2020 and 2021. What projects do you have on the go and all of that? Okay.
Well, for me personally, I was ready to do a big pause anyway. And I
Hmm.
our society needs it as well. We need that internal reflection time. So
Yes.
whatever we think about it in terms of whatever side of the fence you tend to get swayed to, I would suggest looking at this time is just a great pause, and it's meant to be, and it's
Hmm.
use it the way your spirit needs to use it. And for me, it was a perfect time to, I mean, perfect time. Like my entire career has been unplugged. Like the music business, my all my shows, most of my money was coming through CD sales at shows, and so both are completely gone at this point, and streaming's taking over. And I could be focused on all that as a negative, but actually, it's been a perfect time if I don't focus on that. And
Yes.
I've
Yes.
now created 3 new albums, and I've got another 3 or 4 kind of up my sleeve and in process as well. So it's a great creative time. I don't know how, where they're
It
going to go,
it it really it
but
really is a great creative time. One of my favorite ones of yours is Deep Peace.
yeah,
Well, I love them all. The Sounds of Gravity, Deep Peace, Songbird, like that was a totally different one, because you were singing and playing the guitar and all of that. Surrender.
yeah. Well,
Uh,
it's saying like half my CDs are all instrumental healing
mhm.
sound, and then the other half of what I do is lyrical, poetic,
Yes,
liberation.
yes,
To me, still healing music. It's taking people on a journey, almost like a kind of guided journey
yeah,
with
yeah,
poetry and
yeah.
song, and that's been my passion the last bit. Like the 3 albums I just completed are all song albums.
Yes, well, I've been writing prolifically as well. I released a CD in memory of Dolores O'Riordan from the Cranberries with the Weber brothers last year, and you and I now are collaborating. See, I've loved Michael's music forever, and I do a lot of spoken word. Some people like the sound of my voice. I could, you know. Hmm. It's that, breathy, hi there, I think you need to relax kind of voice.
I'm going to
But
interject. Nobody likes the sound of their own voice.
yes,
Hear it back because they're so used to hearing their own voice in their head.
yes,
Very different from what it sounds like outside, and it sounds
yes.
very hurting to hear
Well,
it.
it's really interesting that you say that because you have you actually oh, I've been challenged with my voice having been married to Buzz Thompson, incredible pipes, and I'm thinking like what, I sound like Johnny Cash. Okay, we have the same birthday as Johnny Cash anyway, so I'll take that. Okay, Ronnie used to say, he'd hire somebody like Chris Christopherson or Bob Dylan because their voice was so bad it made him look good. But I think everybody has a voice. It doesn't matter who you are. You can be John Prine. You could do Leonard Cohen. So people have asked me to do the spoken word. And Michael, you offered me a long time ago. Let's, like, yeah, you can use my music. And I guess I just wasn't ready at the time to take that big gift and accept it. But I have now, and I have recorded two in the last little while, a new CD in collaboration with Michael called Rusty Diamonds. And it actually is from my 2005 book of channelings, Fishing for Water, and the peacock feather. And this is when I went into channel and just found your music just so wonderful for it. So we'll have more on that. But Michael, can you just tell us a little bit about your early story and how you got into music and stuff like that?
It's a long story, but I'll
I
try.
know, but in a nutshell.
Um, when I was a child, I was considered autistic, very connected to nature. That was my respite. The world of humans was pretty foreign and uncomfortable and difficult and filled with abuse at home and at school and not a safe place. But I found nature and a kind of intuitive feeling world, but very trapped inside. When I was in 1989, I got a spiritual awakening calling where I was began hearing very strong, clear music. And I was told very clearly that I was here to create that music.
Hmm.
So I dropped out of architecture university and focused on the music.
Yes,
It was like the dropout. I was forced in a timeout because I'd gotten sick at the time, and I believe it was because I was trying too hard to be normal, quote unquote. Um, and
what's normal? I certainly aren't.
you know what I mean? Like I
Yes, I understand.
burnt myself out, and I was forced into my real path, and so
Hmm.
it became very quickly my life.
Hmm.
And I've been following that route ever since, and opening up and finding the the magic of the autistic nature. And once you crack open that difficulty of communicating and connecting, which is real, and
Hmm.
it might not seem I'm like that now because I have kind of cracked through it. I'm not saying everybody in that path can, but for me, it was an intense journey too because once you open that up, it's pretty.
Hmm. Well,
It's
you open it up to so much more. In my opinion, I feel that people who are challenged with anything but autism, basically, is because they're so brilliant. Uh, they don't need to talk as much. It's just, remember you and I can't hear you. Hang on.
such a strong internal state.
Yes,
So, and it's almost too much. Like there's too much sensory overload, and it's
I
very
get
easy
it. Hmm.
to so it all just becomes like a it's like a traffic jam. Like when traffic's flowing, and then you add like just a little too much in, and then it just all gets stopped. So
Yes.
like the senses just can't process it all, and so it sort of shuts down. And until you, at least for me, until I was able to start doing the spiritual work to help process
Hmm. Hmm.
emotional, spiritual energies trying to come through, they were backlogged and unable to
Hmm.
find a way through me, so it was unable to communicate. And
Hmm. I find that, Michael, that's something that I feel not only people who are autistic or whatever, just, just daily, day to day life right now. There's so much stimulation around us. Personally, I haven't watched like the news or TV or anything for like 14 or 15 years. The ducks tell me what's going on. I get what I need. Uh, Somebody tells me something, or, just before 9/11, I felt like there was a vice grip in my head. Like I felt like I had this, and I kept saying over and over again, I don't know what's going to happen, but there's some stuff going on. A lot of people are going to die. I don't know why. I don't know. And I was really upset. So I took myself to the forest. And I went to see a native shaman that I had been studying with, and I just got calm that way. I know for myself, You say that you had your awakening in 1989. I had mine in 1987 when my first husband took his life day after my birthday. And so I actually spent from 87 to 89 under a plant pot with a 40 and a 26er, just, thinking like this just sucks the big one and I don't want to do this anymore. So actually, it's interesting. I just find it interesting. We kind of, because it was 89 when I just kind of went, okay, this isn't working for me. And my liver is sore, my head is sore, and I don't have any friends.
Mm.
Okay, maybe I'm getting a clue that I need to smarten up here. And so then that's when I started studying numerology. I was always poetic and music and stuff, having lost actually left the planet, had a death experience at the age of 5 when I say I gave myself ruptured appendix after my brother died because I just wanted to go with him. So whatever it is that is the disease, I really feel that creativity of any sort is going to get you somewhere else other than where you're at. What do you think, Michael?
For me, it was a lifesaver and continues to be. So
Yes.
it was the outlet for me to start moving that energy and connecting to other people. I was not able to really communicate in a normal way, but I would show up at parties with my instrument and just
Yes.
and communicate with music, and that created a community for me. I found the music, learning to sing was a huge opening towards moving the energy as well as connecting to emotion.
Yes.
And it took years, but it went from me hardly like I would just talk like this all the time and walk on tippy toes and be very disconnected.
Yes.
Now it's like this, the energy just had to come through in order to sing the song. Like I was writing, so all the stuff I wanted to share was coming through
Yes.
songs, but I couldn't sing them, so I had to learn. And then through learning to sing them, emulating singers that had emotional expression, all of a sudden the emotions started.
Yeah. Well, you're welcome in this neck of the woods anytime. Michael, how would you like to do a little bit of something for us as far as sound is concerned?
Yeah, absolutely. We can do that.
Wow, that was a fast half hour with Michael Moon from the Temple of Sound. I'm Jeanne L. Thompson, and here we are. We're going to be bringing you another half hour of Michael's special music in concert for you. He is working on some of the new material that he has been working on during our world reset. Please sit back, relax, and enjoy the rest of the show. So much love. We're so excited to bring you this next piece.
Welcome to the musical segment of our time together. Take you on a little musical journey, starting with a couple pieces based on the astrology I was talking about earlier and the sign of the times. It's a sign of the times, shining in the sky. The ancient cycles ever coming around, relentlessly turning into now. Their clockwork clock, the structures not aligned as my world falls apart. I gaze into the sky and contemplate the sign of the time. Finding my sacred song, feel that it won't be long until every voice will be needed in the choir. Sing your secret song, oh, let it raise you high, praising humanity from our earth into harmonizing our broken hearted tunes, healing the great divide. It's a sign of the times. It's a sign of the times.
into the flames. Hidden fire blows on the winds of change. Division spreading through the digital channels. Blinded in blue light ascending. In the end, this song calls out to me, crying on the wind, a love so wild and free. Break free, break free. I'm not depressed, I'm devastated. Sick, broken, lost, and dislocated. My mother too ill to hold me close. My father imprisoned by the Holy Ghost. In the end, this song calls out to me, emerging from a life of pain so sacred and free. Break free, break free. Tuning in through the heavy flow, the disconnecting, revolving show. Breaking the stories that cover my eyes, revealing the shadows buried inside. Healing the world inside of me. Press forgiveness, tears darkness and into the flames, bearing the weight of freedom's pain, lost and found and lost again, emancipation from material gains. In the end, this love calls out to me, balanced on the races that so lost yet free, break free. Break soaring into my breaking heart. She's nesting, all alive and flowing motion, resting here in my heart. Holy moment of love. There's nothing but love. Nothing but love, there's nothing but love, nothing but crickets ring the evening out, and pulsing quiet thunder, constellations weave the sky, and all filled shining wonder, while broken souls and broken hearts keep lining up for blessings, praying the sun appears each and every morning. Bird of love soaring into my breaking heart. She's nesting, all alive and flowing motion, resting here in my heart. Holy moment of love. There's nothing but love, nothing but love, nothing but love, nothing but love. child of God and know that you are holy. You need no cure, no priest, no queen to make you one and only. You are the bridge, you are the light, you are the love you're seeking. Step within your temple now and know that you are king. Bird of love, soaring into my breaking heart. She's nesting, all alive and flowing motion, resting here in my heart. Holy moment of love. There's nothing but love. dancing with the trees, the rocks, and the green. I'm one with you. I'm one with you. I'm with you. Born from the sea, I flow with your tides. I sip from the stream, take you inside, flowing in my blood, your ocean of love. I'm one with you. I'm one with you. One with you. Breathing deep in and out. My lungs are the trees inside out. I kiss the wind and the wind kiss me as we breathe. I want with you. Want with you. I want with you. Want with you. Fire is the spirit that animates me. From the sun to the spark of life that sets me free. Burning nerve from nerve, the flesh from the word. I'm one with you. I'm one with you. Everything we saved, every planet, every star, all things in time come by. The animals, the trees, the flowers and the stones, the mountains and the seas, all we have now. All things in time come by. All that we love, all that we fear, every country, every race, every song and every tear, all things in time come by. All things in time come by. All is one. 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 All things in time come by. All things in time come by. Thank you. And I'd just like to end with everybody just intoning with me to bring the energy into their heart and maybe out into the world to anyone or any place that feels might want a little healing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, Jeannie. Blessings. I'm Michael Moon. And, oh yeah, you can find me at thetempleofsound.com. That's my portal. You can find all my albums for download and listening and streaming. And connection to my astrology readings, a whole video page with links to many videos, lots of stuff just that's free and can explore. And if you like, there's links to things like Bandcamp where you can get the music. Hope you enjoyed. Blessings to you on this epic Aries new moon, and this portal to a new world this year.
We're so happy to be able to share this session of Empower You. You've been listening to the music of Michael Moon from the templeofsound.com. I'm Jeanne L. Thompson, founder of Empower You, and we're really excited to be able to share with you on the heels of this session a new spoken word channeled CD called Rusty Diamonds in collaboration with Michael Moon. Please watch for it, and please do subscribe and share Empower You. So much love until we chat again. Bye for now.